You're watching Monterey City's Choice. For news, weather, and live local sports. Wyln, we're your local network.
Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight on WYLN News. I'm Julia Wiegand, in for Paula Degnan. Police are still investigating the deaths of 2 women found yesterday inside a home in Frackville. The women were identified as 97-year-old Josephine Cotis and her niece, 54-year-old Christine Moran. The women were found deceased in a home at 10 South 5th Street while an officer was conducting a welfare check. The case was turned over to Pennsylvania State Police, who brought in a forensic services unit to preserve evidence. Virtual autopsies were conducted on Thursday evening at the Simon Kramer Cancer Institute in New Philadelphia. Forensic autopsies are expected to be done within the next few days. At this time, the deputy coroner said it's not known what caused the women's deaths. A Hazleton man faces child endangerment charges after he broke into a home and took a child from his mother. Police were called to 639 Hayes Street around 3 p.m. Wednesday for someone attempting to break into the home. The child's mother told them that 27-year-old Julio Santiago Torres broke in and took her baby from her arms. He then fled the scene in a red van. Police apprehended him later that afternoon, and the child was then returned to the mother. Santiago Torres faces charges of criminal trespass, child endangerment, and criminal mischief. He was arraigned and denied bail because he's believed to be a danger to the victims and society. He's scheduled for a preliminary hearing on Tuesday for another case that happened in Hazel Township back in January. U.S. Marshals took a Philadelphia man into custody Thursday morning after he was accused of a sexual assault in Butler Township last November. The U.S. Marshals Service Fugitive Task Force caught up with 25-year-old Tafiq Anderson in Philadelphia. Anderson allegedly assaulted a woman at the Keystone Job Corps Center during the Thanksgiving holiday break. She told police he demanded oral sex from her, and fearing he'd become aggressive, she complied with his demands. Anderson was brought for arraignment Thursday before Magisterial District Judge Daniel O'Donnell. He was charged with sexual and indecent assault and taken to prison for failure to pay $20,000 bail. An early Thursday morning stabbing in East Union Township led to the arrest of a man from McAdoo. According to police, 44-year-old Mariana Obales went to the home of his ex-girlfriend, Sagrario Amarlis Munoz Roa, around 3 Thursday morning. She was there with her boyfriend, Mario Alexandre Marin Abreu, and her 15-year-old daughter. She told police the 2 men went downstairs and she ran to her daughter's house. When she returned, Obales was being held in a closet. Marin Abreu was flown to Geisinger Medical Center in Danville for treatment of stab wounds to his upper chest. Obales was charged with aggravated assault, burglary, criminal attempt to commit homicide, and similar charges. He was arraigned and taken to the Schuylkill County Prison for lack of $500,000 straight cash bail. 2 bills that can make it easier for victims of child sex abuse to file lawsuits years later are expected to be voted in the Pennsylvania House next week. One bill would eliminate the criminal statute of limitations for child sexual abuse crimes entirely and give victims of future abuse until the age of 55 to file lawsuits. The other proposal would amend the Pennsylvania Constitution to allow a 2-year retroactive window for lawsuits over past abuse. The Hazleton Area School Board continues to look for solutions to their ever-growing student population and district-wide overcapacity at their special meeting last night. The board is now looking into converting libraries into classroom space throughout their elementary, middle schools, and high schools. Discussions continued as to where the district will house their special education center, as well as when they'll be able to move forward with a 9th grade center. Their next regular board meeting is scheduled for April 25th at 6 p.m. Coming up on WYLN News, the borough of Girardville will get a new mayor in 2020. Our Gary Perna has the story. Plus, it's Child Abuse Awareness Month, and the Luzerne County Child Advocacy Center held their 5th annual Pinwheels for Prevention dedication ceremony today. But first, let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. Tomorrow looks mostly sunny for the Helping Hands Telethon with highs of 60 and a low of 41, but it gets cloudy Sunday with high of 65 and a low of 50. Rain on Monday, clouds on Tuesday, but hopefully sun on Wednesday. We'll be right back.
university advertising. A student like me pitching you the same old ideas. But I'm not gonna do that.
Instead, I'm gonna tell you what you can do with a Penn State degree. You can help anyone. Go anywhere. Create! And with 20 campuses to choose from, you'll always feel at home.
Look, Penn State is amazing, but your best years are just beginning. Come find out for yourself.
The Helping Hand Society's annual telethon will be held live April 6th from Genetti Ballrooms in Hazel Township and broadcast on Wyln TV 35. Enjoy local and regional entertainment all day Saturday from noon until 11 p.m. The Helping Hand Society's annual telethon live from the Genetti Ballrooms, 1345 North Church Street in Hazel Township, Saturday, April 6th on Wyln TV 35.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
State Representative Tara Toohill took part in a private tour of the Susquehanna Nuclear Power Plant yesterday afternoon in Berwick with other legislators to talk nuclear energy. Toohill is co-sponsoring legislation that would save nuclear energy industry jobs and keep electricity prices stable. Pennsylvania only has 5 nuclear energy power plants, so Toohill is looking to preserve them to have diversity in our energy grid to promote resilience.
Nuclear power actually helps us be more environmentally friendly because it has zero carbon emissions. Mm-hmm. And so the House Bill 11 is actually trying to drop it down into the same bracket with solar and wind, which are also zero carbon emitters.
House Bill 11, also known as the Alternative Energy Portfolio Standards Act, is meant to recognize nuclear energy for its significant contribution to the state's zero-carbon energy production. Despite the fact that Pennsylvania's nuclear power plants generate 42% of its electricity and provide 93% of its zero-carbon electricity, it's been excluded from the Commonwealth's AEPS program.
So we're hoping that House Bill 11 is going to gain some traction next week on Monday. We have Governor Tom Ridge coming, and he's going to be talking about nuclear and the reason that we need to sustain and continue to have nuclear power in Pennsylvania. And also, I think from a homeland security standpoint, how important it is for Pennsylvania to be self-sustaining, not to be an importer of electricity, but to be a producer on our own.
Unless the inequality is addressed, 3 Mile Island will shut down October of this year, and Beaver Valley will follow in 2021. Nuclear power plant shutdowns are irreversible. If we lose nuclear power in PA, consumers can expect a 30% increase in their bills, with the Commonwealth being the #2 state in producing nuclear energy.
It's also a huge economic driver in our communities. So we have 900 jobs here. There's 1,800 extra supplemental jobs that are during outages. Right now we're undergoing an outage, and those are employees. They're people that eat in our restaurants. Their children go to our school district, and they pay local taxes, state taxes, and the school district taxes. So this industry, the nuclear industry overall in Pennsylvania, is 16,000 jobs, and it's vital to our economy.
The borough of Girardville will get a new mayor in 2020. The small Schuylkill County community is currently without a mayor after Joseph Catazone Jr. resigned in February. WYLN's news director Gary Perna spoke with the 23-year-old that says he's the man for the job.
Michael Zangari has lived in Girardville his entire life and has given back to his community since he was able to walk around the Ranger Hose Company. Now the 23-year-old wants to be the borough's next mayor.
So the position became open. Our current mayor at the time had to step down due to personal reasons. And, I sat around and discussed with my parents and thought, you know what, I think it's time to get involved. I've always been involved. I did my Eagle Scout project when I was 16 in the borough. It was something I felt very passionate about. And I want to see things get better for the people that are here.
Zangari knows there are a number of problems that plague this small community, but he said blight is probably the biggest one.
We got so many blighted buildings in this borough that they hurt everyone. They hurt the homeowners. They hurt us growing as a borough. They hurt our volunteers out in the street trying to keep them safe. And it's a taxation on our police department because they have to deal with all the ongoing problems. They have to deal with crime. They have to deal with squatters, people breaking in. List goes on. And as you look, if you go down the streets of our borough, you have beautiful homes sitting right in the center of a block, and on either side of them is a building that's been dilapidated and sadly hasn't been taken care of.
Zangari wants to work to bring the community together again.
I think the biggest part is bringing our borough back together as one unit. There's a lot of division right now. There's a lot of, inner pains going on. I think if this borough came together as one, we could get a lot further than we're getting right now.
Moving forward, the candidate said he will work hard to meet and talk with the residents of Girardville to see what they want done.
I'm motivated, I'm going to get things done, and I'm going to deliver. And that's as simple as it is. I'm not here to sit over there and, smile and look pretty. We're going to get our hands dirty and get moving.
Zangari is the only candidate listed on the ballot for Girardville's mayor's race. He is running as a Republican. No other petitions have been filed with the county's election office. If Zangari is elected mayor, he would be the youngest person in Girardville to hold the mayor's position. In Girardville, for Wyln News, I'm Gary Perna.
Thanks, Gary. The Luzerne County Child Advocacy Center held their 5th annual Pinwheels for Prevention dedication ceremony this afternoon at the Luzerne County Courthouse Rotunda. April is Child Abuse Awareness Month, and the LCCAC kicked it off with the dedication of 554 pinwheels this year that were planted on the courthouse lawn in Wilkes-Barre to honor the 554 abused children who received services from their center in 2018. The ceremony was about honoring those children who had the courage to come forward.
Being 5 years into our program, each day doesn't get easier, but walking out of our center each day knowing that we have the ability to help children, and we have helped over 3,000 children, makes the difference, all the difference in the world. And it allows us to come back the next day to keep doing what we're doing.
The LCCAC is bringing attention to the problem of child abuse in our area and letting the public know that they and law enforcement are here to help.
So every year we get more families and more children coming through our doors, but the great part is we're getting to educate more people are reporting child abuse, and we're able to help more people because of that. That's our mission, is to make sure that all children who report physical and sexual abuse get the services that they need to turn them from trauma to triumph.
You can contact the LCCAC at 570-208-2895 or visit their website at LuzerneCountyCAC.org. Coming up on Fountain Springs News Choice, your week in review. Plus, we talk with Harwood Fire Company about their Friday food sales in Community and You. Better check it out. Stay with us.
It's spring, and savings are in the air during the spring sales event at All American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Shop our large inventory and drive off with a great deal. Lease a new Jeep Compass Latitude 4x4 for $189 a month. And during Ram Truck Month, get select Ram 1500 4x4s for as low as $32,890. Or get 0% for 72 months on the Ram 1500. Savings are in the air during the spring sales event at All American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
I had a very minor fender bender tonight in an unreasonably narrow fast food drive-thru lane. Don't worry, I have everything handled. I already spoke to our Allstate agent, and I know that we have accident forgiveness, which is so smart on your guys' part. Like the fact that they'll
4 weeks without the car.
Okay, yep, good night.
With accident forgiveness, your rates won't go up just because of an accident. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Visit your local Allstate agent, the McNeilis Agency in Hazleton at 1092 North Church Street, or in Hometown in the Hometown Village Square. For over 25 years, Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg, has provided professionally designed skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields. All stations are handicap accessible with resident NRA certified shooting instructors on site. Packages are available to fit anyone's budget, and there is a restaurant and catering on site. The facility is also available for weddings, business meetings, bachelor parties, private parties of any kind. Call 570-384-2314.
Welcome to Community and You, and today I'm with Mike McMahon, and he wants an engine, a fire engine. specifically for the Harwood Fire Company. And Mike, welcome. And how are you going to go about trying to get that engine? Fundraisers.
Fundraisers is about the best we can do right now. We're having a fish fry that we've been doing since Lent started this year. We have another fish fry coming up this Friday, the following Friday, and then on Good Friday as well. That's our primary fundraiser right now. And we also have another fundraiser coming later on in the summer that we are hoping to have a big income with as well.
And that's the big, what is it called?
It's just the Harwood Fire Company Bazaar.
And you have all kinds of stuff going on. We're going to have to find out more about that. But let's talk about this engine. What does it cost in order for someone like Harwood Fire Company in order to get an engine?
Well, if we wanted a brand new engine, which would be most likely out of our monetary reaches. Brand new engines in this day and age cost over $500,000.
Wow.
What we're looking for is something newer but used, somewhere $50,000 to $100,000 range.
And why do you think that right now Harwood needs to have this engine?
Well, the engine that we have now has been in service since the early 2000s. It's a 1985 Pierce pumper. It was refurbed once in 1991, and then we did a full body refurb on it back in 2016. While the engine looks great and still drives and pumps fine, it's getting very tired, and we're starting to run into a lot of frequent mechanical issues with us that are causing us to not be able to save money.
When we're talking about the Harwood Fire Company in particular, where are you located?
We are located in Hazel Township, out by the Humboldt Industrial Park. The address is 874 Old Street, Hazel Township, Pennsylvania. We're in a small mining community. We've been there since 1949.
So when you're talking about serving your community, what is the size of the community that you're serving?
We have a small residential area, I would say probably 4 to 5 square miles, but then we service the entire Humboldt Industrial Park. Humboldt Industrial Park is one of the largest industrial parks in Luzerne County, let alone on the eastern portion of Pennsylvania. We have several large, couple 100,000 square foot commercial buildings there, and they are all in our primary response area.
And as far as the company itself is concerned, we've been hearing an awful lot about volunteer companies losing members. What is your membership right now?
Our membership is low. We have maybe 20 to 40 people that are active with us. Out of those 20 to 40 people, I'd say 15 to 25 have active firefighter training and can help us out on a regular basis. But as we know, everybody has full-time jobs and sometimes 2 of those. So even though we may have 20 to 40 people, on an average day, we're only getting maybe 5 or 6 to 10 people out on a call at a time.
So it's not only firefighters that you're looking for, you could use a lot of volunteers.
If you can come and give us an hour of your time to help them set up for a fundraiser or a couple days, fundraising, administrative, there's all sorts of different jobs you could have inside the firehouse. You don't have to be the person that runs into a burning building or is cutting somebody out of a car. We have all sorts of different jobs. Fundraising is a big thing. Fundraising is what keeps these fire companies alive. And if we don't have anybody to help us do fundraising while we're out fighting the fires, we're not going to exist.
Let's talk quickly about that one in August, because we'll find out more about that. What are the dates, and you have bands?
Yes, we do have the bands. I don't have the dates right in front of me right now, but it's the 3rd weekend in August. It's Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday night we have Cartoon. Saturday night we have Jacked Up Country, and on Sunday we have Big Country. We have lots of games for the kids. It's a family-friendly event. We have all homemade foods. And we also have tricky trays and other raffle prizes going off, a large beer tent area, and entertainment for everyone of any age.
So everybody needs to look at their calendars for August and keep free the 3rd weekend. But of course, we have to talk about these fish fries one more time. What's on the menu? Where are we going to find them?
The fish fry, as we talked about, we have 3 more Fridays left. This Friday, the 12th, and then the 19th. They run from 5 to 8 p.m. We are hosting that at our fire company, 874 Old Street, Hazel Township, Pennsylvania, 18202. We have fish fries. We have fish platters for kids. We also have pizza platters for the kids. Homemade potato pancakes. We make the batter in-house. We have pierogies, pizza, French fries. You name it, we probably have it.
And now I'm hungry, and I hope you are too, and I hope that you will stop by. What's that address again?
874 Old Street, Hazel Township, Pennsylvania.
and support the Harwood Fire Company, and let's get Mike his engine. Yeah, I think so. And we'll catch you again on Community in You.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
You've seen university advertising. A student like me pitching you the same old ideas. But I'm not gonna do that.
Instead, I'm gonna tell you what you can do with a Penn State degree. You can help anyone. Go anywhere. Create! And with 20 campuses to choose from, you'll always feel at home.
Look, Penn State is amazing, but your best years are just beginning. Come find out for yourself.
Tune in every Sunday night on WYLN from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. for hard-hitting, high-flying, non-stop action as only Pennsylvania Premier Wrestling High Voltage can bring you. That's Pennsylvania Premier Wrestling every Sunday night on WYLN. I'll see you in the ring.
Monday, a Hazleton man was found hiding in an attic at a residence on Arthur Street after fleeing from police Sunday afternoon. Hazleton police were called to the residence in the 300 block of East Diamond Avenue around 1 p.m. Sunday for a report of a domestic dispute. The female victim said 28-year-old Angel Torres returned to the residence after he allegedly assaulted her the night before. Police later found him in 646 Arthur Street. He was charged with PWI, fleeing and eluding, and several other traffic offenses. Tuesday, an arrest was made in connection to a burglary that took place in Hazel Township. Police arrested Brian Rowland on burglary, criminal trespassing, theft by unlawful taking, receiving stolen property, and criminal mischief. The charges come after state police were called to a number of break-ins in the Mellonsville section of Hazel Township starting in January. The investigation is ongoing to the break-ins in that section of Hazel Township. Wednesday, one big question is looming over the city and Mayor Jeff Cassatt's administration. Is Police Chief Jerry Spezialy leaving his post in Hazleton? According to an article on NorthJersey.com, the Patterson mayor is calling for Spezialy, who also serves as Patterson Director of Public Safety, to resign his Hazleton position. Wyln reached out to Mayor Cassatt. He said the chief is committed to him and the residents of Hazleton. In a message from Chief Jerry Spezialy to us, he said he is not stepping down and looking forward to continuing progress with Mayor Jeff Cassatt. Thursday, Hazleton City Police, West Hazleton Police, and Luzerne County Drug Task Force arrested 5 people in the Hazleton area and have issued arrest warrants for 5 more people. Police have issued arrest warrants for the following: 24-year-old Brittany Hekel of McAdoo, 21-year-old Gianna Julian of Mahanoy City, 44-year-old Christina Click, and 21-year-old Austin Calarco, both of West Hazleton, and 29-year-old Bruce Nelligan. Investigators say throughout last month and into this month, they conducted several controlled purchases of meth. Friday, police are still investigating the deaths of 2 women found inside a home in Frackville. The women were identified as 97-year-old Josephine Cotis and her niece, 54-year-old Christine Moran. The women were found deceased in a home at 10 South 5th Street while an officer was conducting a welfare check. The case was turned over to Pennsylvania State Police, who brought in a forensic services unit to preserve evidence. At this time, the deputy coroner said it's not known what caused the women's deaths. This has been your Week in Review, brought to you by All American Auto Group.
Long week, but the Helping Hand Society's 2019 telethon is tomorrow. The nonprofit organization serves special needs children and their families through educational and therapeutic services. The staff and children are busy getting ready for their annual telethon, which broadcasts live tomorrow right here on WYLN. The telethon will be held at Genetti's Ballrooms on South Church Street in Hazel Township. So, once again, the Helping Hand Society's 2019 telethon can be seen live tomorrow from noon to 11 p.m. right here on WYLN TV. You can also catch our live stream of the telethon at WYLNTV.com. That's the news. Remember, you can get our news updates on our WYLN News Facebook page. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next here on WYLN TV.
Having an intimate gathering and don't want to wrestle in the kitchen? Call Whitetail and ask about their food-to-go catering menu. They'll do the cooking, you relax, and entertain your guests. Call Mike at 570-535-6123.
I'm Gary Perna, news director and reporter for WYLN News. With a decade of experience in local news, I'm proud to be part of the #1 local news team, WYLN News. When local news happens, you can count on WYLN News to be there, whether it's in McAdoo, Harrisburg, or right here in Hazleton. We've worked hard to be your #1 local news station, and we'll continue to work hard to stay #1.
The Helping Hand Society's annual telethon will be held live April 6th from Genetti Ballrooms in Hazel Township and broadcast on WYLN TV 35. Enjoy local and regional entertainment all day Saturday from noon until 11 p.m. The Helping Hand Society's annual telethon live from the Genetti Ballrooms, 1345 North Church Street in Hazel Township, Saturday, April 6th on WYLN TV 35. When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@WYLNTV.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network. You're watching Monterey City's Choice. for news, weather, and live local sports. WYLN, we're your local network.